Hello everyone, welcome to LeetCode, and in today's video we are going to solve this contains duplicate problem by using a new data structure named as set. But before that, I want you to watch the previous lecture because the complete algorithm and the complete description of the problem was being solved in the previous video. So today we are heading towards, with the hint that I provided you at the very end, is that why do we even need the key, or you can say the index value? Because it is true, why do we even need the key or the index of the array? Because we are just checking the value. We should just see the values. If they are matching with someone duplicate, then definitely you have to return true, otherwise you just return the false. You do not have to check all the indices or store the indices in terms of dictionary. So there comes the role of a new data structure, which is set. And this is not in terms of programming, it is in terms of mathematics. And if I say very minimal explanation of set, what does set says? That I store unique elements. I store unique, or you can say values of elements. So this is most simple explanation. Set says that I store unique elements, and in the same manner, if you will be using the set function in Python programming, you will be storing in that function, in that set, the unique elements. All right, let us come towards directly the solution of this problem. So in the dictionary approach, where we were creating the empty dictionary, here we will be creating an variable like scene, or you can say the values that we will see, we will be storing that in that particular set. So we will be creating a set, initializing it with an empty set, and once again for loop is needed for I in range. Let me make it more simple to you. Let us not name it as I, name it as num. For that particular number in range of length of nums, if, and I am really sorry, we are not needing the index total. We have to directly iterate over the nums, which is directly iterate over the values. So not even the range we will be needing. We will directly check that for number in nums, and if it is in nums, then we will check if my number is in that scene set that we have created. If it is present in that particular set, then we will just say okay, we got our duplicate and we have to return true. Otherwise just return, or before that, otherwise add that particular value into that particular set using the add function. So scene.add, we are adding that number in our set. I will be explaining you by doing a dry run of this approach. Lastly, we will return to false. So let us do a dry run, taking an example, and then we will be understanding why it is more optimized. So here we have an array, but first of all, supposing we have an empty set which will be storing unique values, and here we have an array for number in nums. So the array says that 1 2 3 1. We took the example that we were solving previously, and here my num is pointing to this location. So if my num is in scene, what it says, for every iteration you check that if this num, that if 1 is in that scene set, if it is present, it is not an array, I'm saying it is a set. Okay, so if it is present in scene, no, currently it is not there, so just add it. Now If it is present, then we will iterate over to next, and num from here will dislocate and relocates itself to here. And now we will test that if 2 is in set, if my 2 is in the scene set. Scene is just a variable. I'm telling you once again, you can name that set to something like anything, name it to your name also. So the scene is just a variable, and we will check that if my num, which is 2, is it present in that set value? No. So then we have to add that also, and we will be adding it. Once again, I will be iterating to num, and then I will say that if my value 3 is present in that set, no, then store it. At the very end, I will check if my num value is it in this set. So yes, we have this already in set. Then do not store it anywhere, just return true, and then we return to true, and we find our duplicate. And when we find our duplicate, we simply say true. So set is a little more optimized approach, although it is not optimizing to exact, it is not reducing that order of n of space complexity. It is just saying that I do not store indices. I do not store indices. In this problem statement, it just set is doing just this much of optimization. So not much optimization, we would say it that it will be doing something to reducing the space complexity to something in constant. So no, that is not the thing that set is doing here. Set is just saying that I am not storing that index records also. So this was the approach that I were trying to bring it to you, so that you can think a new concept, which is set. So if you see, let me give you a complete glimpse of what we have done in previous 5 videos. I will tell you, we have been solving arrays and hashing problems, and I am bringing it tactically to you so that we do not have to fall into the trap of learning the programming language first, and then coming up with something, learning the concepts first, then solving the problems. Directly we are heading towards the problems, and we are learning on the go. In the previous 3 videos of the 2-sum problem, I taught you various concepts like what are dictionaries, what is time complexity, what is space complexity, and then we are moving ahead with this also. In the previous 2 videos of contains duplicate, you have been introduced to a new thing called as set. So I hope that you are learning along, and you are really making an impact in your journey of data structures and algorithms, and this problem solving playlist that I am creating for you. So this was the approach. Let us bring it to life and solve it. So let me comment it out and say that it is dict approach, and after this we are just have to comment it out. Let us say this as set approach. So it is set based approach. What we are doing is just creating a set. Set is a predefined function, and it is in Python programming. You can search it up on Google. Now we are running for number is in nums. Then for each iteration we are checking if the number is in my scene set. So then if it is, then return to true, otherwise you will have to add that particular number. And when you will be adding, if everything goes well and you find that duplicate, otherwise you have to return false. So this was the approach. Let us run it again. I hope I'm not mistaken. All right, let us submit this approach, and you will see that this is optimized and it is beating 93.07%, the exact approach that LeetCode wanted you to solve this problem through. So this is the complete contains duplicate problem, and I will be sharing these files at the very end of this playlist. Why I am not sharing it along the way? Because I do not want you to just solve them and just see your PDF. I want you to create your own copy. I want you to create your own solution approach in your own handwriting, because that creates the visualization in your mind. So okay, let me give you a mind map also for this problem also, as we were solving through mind maps. So what the mind map was for this contains duplicate. So the very first brute force approach, it was saying that you have to check every pair, you have to check every pair and then see that if any match you find, if any matches you have got, and if you find any match, you just return the true or false in those scenarios. All right, then we came towards dictionary solution, and here also you were seeing this mind map simply in, as the previous video we have discussed into some problem also, that you have to store numbers as key and indices as value, or in other way also. So you have to store the numbers as the keys and indices as the values. Then you came towards the set approach. What it was saying? It was saying that just store the value, store numbers in a set. Simple. So why we use this and why LeetCode wanted us to use this? Because it is more cleaner approach. What it is it is a cleaner solution, because we are not doing something which we do not have to, which we should not do extra. So we are not doing anything extra, we are just solving our problem. So it is cleaner as the indices are not needed. So this was all in this video, and if you like this video, please like, share and subscribe our channel. And definitely, if you have any queries regarding all these 5 videos and further any discussion you want, please comment down in the comment section. Till then, I am going and signing off, decoding.